What up with the wheelhouse? My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the wheelhouse. So, this is Bitcoin, and it's still having trouble. And there's some new information that might show that the beginning of the decline for FTX started with the collapse of Terra Luna. Let's take a look.
If we look at our BTC balance, right, here's Binance, which, by and large is largely unaffected. We've seen somewhat of an inflow over recent days. It looks like about 30,000 BTC has flowed in. Now, again, this is not the most bizarre thing. You can see this is kind of well within range. So this doesn't really look like a mass panic yet, even though price is pretty nasty. We will be monitoring this and just seeing how this plays out over coming weeks. FTX, on the other hand, this, you can see, has been in a macro decline. And what I would just highlight here is that right after Luna sold off, note how significantly the balance impairment really was. So again, here in September, we saw this FTT flow in. Following Luna, we started to see a massive decline in overall BTC on those balances. It starts to speak to perhaps there was actually balance sheet impairment between the FTX Alameda entity as far back as the Luna collapse.
So did the start of the fall for FTX begin with the collapse of Luna, and there was a hole to fill, and FTX started loading up Alameda Capital to trade and gamble with user funds? Let's take a look and see what Charles Hoskinson of Cardano has to say.
As many of you know, FTX has collapsed. It's declared bankruptcy, and it's going to be unable to honor its obligations. It went from a crypto empire that spanned from Solana and Polygon all the way to Masari and everything in between to basically a existential threat to the stability of the cryptocurrency ecosystem in about 48 hours. And too much of this has happened in the industry, whether we look at Celsius, whether we look at Mt. Gox, and the qualified people there, or lack thereof. We look at any of these institutions that have failed. Generally speaking, when you look at it, it's a people, procedure, and process problem. This is frankly a centralized business failing. Bitcoin was not hacked. Ethereum was not hacked. Cardano was not hacked. None of the big chains were hacked. Crypto didn't fail. People failed. People in positions of trust. At the end of the day, as much as we like to believe in the principles of cryptocurrency, this had everything to do with people putting their money in centralized exchanges and organizations entrusting centralized businesses to do something on their behalf. That's the very industry we're trying to get rid of with the cryptocurrency space. Now, I do believe this is not going to kill cryptocurrency. I do believe that our industry will be much stronger in the future. And I do believe that our best days are still ahead of us. This said, I do believe that unlike Mt. Gox, unlike Celsius, unlike Luna, and past events, FTX does have the unique property that it could end up being the straw that breaks the camel's back and changes, at least in the short to midterm, how cryptocurrencies work in America. That's why the needle's moved a lot, in addition to the consumer losses that are going to occur, the institutional losses that are going to occur, and potentially the set of cascading failures that can occur. At what point does the industry stand up and say, we've had enough, things need to change, and we need to think of a new path forward? I signed up to build protocols that give everybody freedom and liberty. That's why I signed up for this industry. That's why I'm here. Not to have all the blocks in a blockchain be OFAC compliant, not to have everything be permissioned, not to have everybody have to go through KYC to do something. That's somebody else's dream. I signed up to give people liberty and freedom. And our industry has to focus on that. That has to be the point. That has to be what we do and why we pursue what we pursue.
And you're not alone. I'm not alone. We're all feeling the same. We're all upset. And this has to be about the future, and this has to be about freedom, this has to be about liberty, this has to be about our own destiny and future. Now, right here, it talks about 3 crypto price events to watch in the wake of the FTX and Alameda debacle. FTX and Alameda's Ponzi-like trading scheme has dealt a heavy blow to the entire crypto industry. Here are 3 developments to keep an eye on. Up until the start of this week, Bitcoin had been demonstrating record low volatility, and this gave altcoins enough latitude to paint some nice technical setups. At the same time, on-chain data and technical analysis were beginning to suggest that BTC was midway through carving out a bottom, and many analysts believed that brighter days laid ahead. Fast forward to present, and the volatility spike the market received actually turned out to be a black swan event. As you already know, FTX is kaput. Alameda Research is kaput. BlockFi has put a stop to withdrawals, citing an inability to operate as usual. The contagion is spreading, and the shrapnel from this event is bound to ripple throughout the entire crypto ecosystem. Nobody is comfortable focusing on the potential negative outcomes that lie ahead for the crypto sector and cryptocurrency prices, but it's every investor's responsibility to consider the absolute worst outcomes and have a contingency plan in place. So right here it talks about November 8th, the sell-off finally pushed Bitcoin's price out of the 146-day range where the price fluctuated between 24,500 and 18,600. This is a significant range break, and from the viewpoint of technical analysis, failure to recapture this range and increased selling could see the price slice through the volume profile gap to find support in the $11,000 to $12,000 range. If Bitcoin is able to reclaim and hold the $18,000 handle, at least the price will be back in its previous range, and that would be a good sign. Now for Ethereum, if we look at the chart, it is similar. It also dropped out of its 148-day range between 2,000 and 1,250, but the price has already reclaimed the previous range. The market is searching for firmer footing. A lot of crypto-focused companies and investment groups have exposure to FTX and Alameda Research, which also means these same companies now have some holes in their balance sheets as well. Over 130 different companies were listed in the bankruptcy. Here are a few that are taking losses. Sequoia Capital, $213.5 million exposure. They've already announced that they're writing this off. That is a full loss. Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, $77 million. Crypto.com, under $10 million. Amber Group, 10% of funds. Multicoin Capital, 10% of funds. Kraken, exposure to 9,000 FTT tokens. Selene Capital, 3% of their funds. And much more out there, guys. The global crypto market cap got down to 794 billion. It's come up a little bit. It's at 856.88 billion currently as of the last day. We can take a look at some of these prices. However, Bitcoin is still under 17. Ethereum's holding up okay, just under 13. Most things have been knocked down pretty hard today. Holding okay. It's not horrible, but it doesn't feel good out there. It feels unstable, it feels uncertain, and it certainly feels like we need to be cautious. Okay, let's take a look at today's crypto bubbles. It's a mixed bag out there. You're seeing red, you're seeing green, and again, there's a lot of contagion that could be developing from this moment on all the way to months in the road. We've already seen BlockFi's hired bankruptcy attorneys. We're already starting to see the aftermath in quite a bit of different companies and sectors and venture capitalists, hedge funds, major funds, pension funds. This is a real big debacle. And, I'm hearing that, he has also hurt so many different projects, which is just so disheartening to hear. I'm very upset because I really like crypto a lot, and beyond the fact that I have a lot of money in it, it's just so unfortunate that a bad actor could do so much damage to so many people. It's quite heartless irresponsible, unethical, and flat out bullshit is what it is. Let's take a look at the charts. All right, here we are back on Bitcoin. So we are currently at 16,927. Let's back it up on a 4-hour and just zoom in. And yeah, we're just really having trouble recovering here. Again, this is when CZ was potentially gonna try to help the liquidity crunch and put in that non-binding LOI, and then boom, big dump. These two levels, 16,154 and 16,757, they're mini supports, kind of like a little tight range box of confluence, and you can see how we came in, retested, went above, retested, broke back down, now we're above. So this is a little area, and it's currently trying to stay above this line right here. I think if we back it to a 1 hour, we can look at that a little bit better. There it is, and it's just right above. So yeah, I mean, this 16,738, and then we can look at the levels up or down. Let's just see what's going on in the minute. On the minute, it's trying to show some strength. I think the 5-minute would smooth that out a little bit so we could really see. Maybe even the 15-minute. Yeah, I mean, just boom, down, tried. It's a lot of conflicted, uncertain action. People are nervous. You can just see that in the chart right there. So yeah, and some of the other ones, that are concerned is, Solana, Polygon. Let's look at Matic real quick. So on the daily, is bouncing off the 200. This is, those big wicks. Came back though yesterday. It was strong. Bounced off the 200. Now it's showing some weakness, a lot of indecision. That's what I'm seeing. And you can just see it on the 4-hour. Boom, pain, up, kind of down. Just kind of directionless, Traders are willing to probably trade it, let it pump, but holding it is, either don't think about it or, maybe you buy more into momentum later. It's just really your call. But I'm seeing a lot of indecision in these charts here. So, and if I back it on the minute, this is going down. Anything under $1 is good. Obviously, I want to see this at the 70 cents if I'm trying to poach it. This Sam Bankman-Fried situation has caused a lot of problems for a lot of people, and I don't think this story is over whatsoever. I think it's just getting started. I think this is a big contagion situation. This is an Enron. This is a Bernie Madoff. This is a Lehman's. This type of contagion can work its way through like a cancer, a straight toxicity, not just for the crypto ecosystem, but all markets that are involved. And it could also cause or stimulate harsh regulations to the tune of you can't custody or have your own wallet. You have to use a custody service, or politicians trying to stand out against this and get TV time and pass bills and rabble rouse as much as they can so that this gets a lot of attention, and I'm sure that'll happen. Look at the celebrities that were involved. Look at Tom Brady and Giselle. They had a lot of money with FTX, and I'm sure they're going to, rally against crypto at this point. A lot of people are hurt in a lot of spaces. Okay, here's Solana. I mean, yeah, it's down $15.55 on Solana. Let's look at the 4-hour. Brutal, guys. Brutal. It's really, really, really taking a bath. And that's the 1 hour. I mean, yeah, it's coming down on the minute. The conviction's just not there in crypto. Crypto would have been looking nice if it wasn't for all this SBF nonsense going on. So, look, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thank you for watching. I never asked you, but if you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe and the like, select all, make a comment. Come in the Discord if you want to learn and grow. We are working on our settings on the chart, and then going to be offering that to subscribers, as well as the trade alerts and one-on-one coaching and a great community of traders that all help and grow and are like-minded. as well as the group trainings, which are the Wheelhouse Wednesday. And then, of course, you get the courses if you did want to subscribe. Again, if you click the Webull link in the description, they're giving away up to $30,600 just for signing up. Somebody just signed up, and I got 24 stocks. I got Apple, Ford, Snapchat, some ones I don't know what they are, and two of them, one went up 8% and one went up 9% today, just after I got them. So get it. It's free money, guys. Look, I'm going to leave it there. My name is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse.